And on today's news, we have mind control in the US, MK Ultra lasers that put sounds in your ears, frequencies that make you think God's talking to you, and an astronaut accidentally called 911 from space, and the police did not respond. Are there people in your head? Are there people in my head? Let's find out. Recently, I saw that MIT has created a device that through lasers can transmit sound directly into someone's ear. Some of their purposes that they want to use it for is, they say, in like hostage situations, they would be able to communicate directly with a hostage, potentially saving lives, which that's super valuable. But they could also make you think you're tripping balls and hearing stuff, man. But I want to go over some of the history of mind control in the US. We got a lot of it. So in 1953, Project MK Ultra became officially sanctioned, and this was run through the CIA, and what they wanted to do was find ways to alter people's brain waves and functions, primarily through drugs like LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, sexual abuse, and other forms of torture. So I'd say MK Ultra is a pretty dark stain in American history.
It's time for a commercial break. Did you know that I'm starting a new weekly newsletter called Dimension of Weird? You need to go to inquirewithinofficial.com and subscribe to it. It's going to have crazy stuff. It's going to give you free music. It's going to give you cool, paranormal, extraterrestrial news, all sorts of stuff, because social media algorithms suck. And an old school newsletter is the way to override them. So go subscribe to my newsletter. It's sick.
Many of the citizens used as test subjects had no idea that this was a government operation studying mind control. The Supreme Court notes that many top universities were in on the experimentation, lured college students into these immoral and illegal tests. Hospitals, prisons, pharmaceutical companies, and other institutions were involved with this. And in 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered that all the MK Ultra files be destroyed. But thankfully, years later, it was discovered that 20,000 documents that were related to MK Ultra were still intact. Some of these became declassified in 2001. And in 2004, all the surviving files were uploaded to John Greenwald's theblackvault.com for the public to look at them. So I strongly suggest you check out the Black Vault. They got some cool stuff up on there. But the MK Ultra program was not the beginning of mind control experiments in the US, and I don't think it was at all the last of them. Countless government whistleblowers have come forward over the years, as well as citizens who claim to be victims of modern testing. Regardless of the countless pages of declassified documents proving that such programs exist, the people who come forward are often ridiculed and then just fade away into the silence, because people don't want to believe that this stuff happens. Another more well-known potential mind control program is through the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, known as HAARP. It's funded by the Air Force, the Navy, and the University of Alaska, and also the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. Many people have associated this program with the U.S. Patent 5159703, which is the Silent Subliminal Presentation System. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office website goes into extensive detail of what this patent is for and its mind control purposes. The Patent and Trademark Office website explains this technology as a silent communications system in which non-oral carriers in the very low or very high frequency range or in the adjacent ultrasonic frequency spectrum are amplitude or frequency modulated with the desired intelligence and propagated acoustically or vibrationally for inducement into the brain. Yeah, you know, that stuff. Pretty basic. Other bits of info on this patent include that it the info is transmitted below the threshold of the conscious mind. That's pretty trippy. The abilities and frequencies of HAARP have been admitted to be able to control and modify weather by blasting its frequencies into the ionosphere. What they don't talk about is how much of the frequencies bounce back, and those are typically the ultimate optimal frequencies for mind control. Put on the tinfoil hat. HAARP is coming for you, man. The U.S. Air Force has also put a patent on a technology that uses frequencies to make people hear voices and messages in their head. Many have said that the targets think God is telling them what to do. So this is often referred to as voice of God technology. And the patent on it that you can look up for yourself is 6470214. But then, most recently, the MIT paper has been spreading around all over the internet of that laser that they created, which can directly point the laser at someone's ear or a group of people, and they will hear what you want them to hear without anybody else hearing. It's just direct into the ear by vibrating the water molecules, somehow making the voice audible. So they said that this will be good for hostage situations. They could communicate directly with a hostage. That's great. But you can also use it to make people think they're tripping balls. That's funny, but that's not great. So it's been kind of a brief history of mind control in the US. I strongly suggest you scour the internet for more videos on this. There's tons of documentaries on MK Ultra. A lot of the people that were part of it are still alive, so tons of interviews with them talking about their experience. This is all declassified, not conspiracy stuff, but with MK Ultra, that was government sanctioned rape and torture just to figure out how to control people's minds, because we wanted to beat the Soviets to mind control. In other important breaking news, Dutch astronaut André Kuipers accidentally called 911 from outer space. See, when you're in outer space, I guess on the ISS, you need to dial 9 for outgoing calls, then 011 for an international line. He missed the 0, triggering an emergency alert to go to the Houston Mission Control. Cooper says, though, that he's pretty disappointed that the police never responded and came out to space to save him. Maybe one day Solar Warden or some of these other secret space programs will have response to 911 calls and a dispatch center on the moon. You never know. So that's all I got for you today. Like, subscribe, share.
With my karma completed, I've ended my suffering. Now I sit here on the mountain, dying one final time.